Pau Cubarsí has stated that Marc-André ter Stegen remains the undisputed leader in the Barcelona dressing room, amid speculation about the goalkeeper's influence following the arrival of Joan Garcia. The young defender publicly defended the captain in an interview with TV3. "We don't decide anything. Right now, Marc is part of the squad. He's our captain, the one who guides us and our biggest supporter. He's with us. We're very happy, and we hope it stays that way." When discussing Hansi Flick's approach, Cubarsí confirmed that the high-risk, high-reward tactics are here to stay, but with more balance. The team is determined to maintain its identity while learning from past mistakes. "It may not be as exaggerated as last year, but we will maintain the style." He also spoke warmly about his growing bond with new goalkeeper Joan Garcia. "We were both called up for the 2024 Olympic Games. We have things in common. We're from the same city. We share that connection. He's a great guy, and I really like him." Frenkie de Jong backs ter Stegen as captain. Frenkie de Jong also voiced his support for ter Stegen when asked about the German's role as team captain. "For me, Marc is the captain of the team, just like last season. Marc is a world-class player and has always given everything for the club, so I support him fully, and as far as I know, so does the team." When asked about ter Stegen's reaction to the signing of Joan Garcia, de Jong responded, "I don't know, you'll have to ask him." Still, he added that Garcia has a lot of quality. De Jong also used the post-match interview to confirm that his contract renewal is close. "Under normal conditions, there will be an extension. I'm happy at Barcelona, and from what I understand, the club is happy with me." Laporta on Mbappé and Real Madrid. That's not a gift. When asked whether he was envious of Real Madrid signing Kylian Mbappé, Barcelona president Joan Laporta responded, "No way, no way." Laporta pointed to a potential dilemma for Madrid in fitting Mbappé alongside Vinicius Jr. and Rodrigo, hinting that the club may have to make room. "I have a feeling they've got a problem. They'll have to sell a player with Mbappé's arrival because those two won't play in the same spot, and they're both very important." And speaking of the figures involved, that's going to cause tension in the dressing room. That's not a gift. According to Spanish sources, Laporta once claimed that Ousmane Dembélé was better than Mbappé. Ironically, Dembélé is now thriving at PSG and competing with Lamine Yamal and Rafinha in the race for the Ballon d'Or. Meanwhile, Real Madrid finds itself in a tense situation. Mbappé's arrival has reportedly caused unrest behind the scenes. There are rumors that Vinicius Jr. is unhappy with the Frenchman's massive salary and feels undervalued, despite being seen by many as the true face of the club. Some even suggest Vinicius is considering leaving. In the end, Laporta might have been right. Mbappé's signing may have lit a fire inside the Madrid locker room. Mbappé and the number 10, symbolism, status, and internal pressure. Journalist Irati Vidal made a bold statement about Mbappé's role at Real Madrid after his switch from jersey number 9 to 10. "This is my leader. This is Kylian Mbappé's Real Madrid, and everything has to revolve around him." She emphasized that the club had lacked a clear, visible figure for some time, and Mbappé fills that void. Last season, Real Madrid struggled to assert itself because no one fully stepped up. Now, the number 10 reinforces the message that the entire project revolves around him. Jimmy Mateos agreed with her but added critical nuances about potential internal consequences. Wearing the number 10 may not change Mbappé's status, but it could change others. He pointed directly at Vinicius Jr., implying the Brazilian may not fit well within this symbolic shift. Real Madrid has already chosen its main man, and that's Mbappé. Vinicius's name hovered throughout the debate. Irati noted that Mbappé taking Luka Modric's number also sends a message to the Brazilian. After the summer he had with doubts about his renewal and criticism of his defensive attitude, this change is also a signal from the club. Jimmy echoed this. "No one at Real Madrid can afford another season like the one Vinicius just had." According to Mateos, Vinicius hasn't fully bounced back since his Ballon d'Or snub. Since he saw himself winning the Ballon d'Or and ended up staying home, he hasn't recovered. Despite scoring 40 goals in the number 9 shirt, Mbappé's switch to number 10 isn't insignificant. Adrian Benedicto explained, "At Madrid, it doesn't carry the same weight as the number 7, but it's still highly symbolic." The panelists reflected on the historical meaning of the number at Real Madrid. Toribio, as Benedicto recalled, joked that Las Tiara gave it the number 10 curse, referring to less iconic players who previously wore it. But Mbappé's arrival breaks that trend. "Who else would wear the 10? Asked Adrian, dismissing Rodrigo or an unproven Arda Güler. The number change also has a clear commercial angle. In terms of marketing, some numbers sell more than others. Num 10 sells more, Irati noted. A business move, yes, but also a clear message. Mbappé is now the face of Real Madrid. Hansi Flick's plan that is surprising the Spanish press involves implementing new defensive tactics to improve the connection between the attack, midfield, and defense. Spanish media are beginning to view the German coach as a strategist with unrevealed aces up his sleeve, and they're impressed by the disciplined and detailed way Flick is working to strengthen the team's defensive solidity. According to Sport, Flick is focused on reinforcing Barcelona's defense and refuses to compromise on tactical discipline. He trusts the defensive core that stood out last season: Koundé, Cubarsí, Íñigo Martínez, and Balde. However, he identified the need for greater cohesion between the backline and new goalkeeper Joan Garcia. Flick criticized Garcia's positioning during the second goal conceded against FC Seoul. The 24-year-old stayed too deep on the goal line instead of stepping up to narrow the angle. Although the shot was powerful and hard to stop, Flick saw it as a tactical lapse in positioning. Despite a highly effective attack, 10 goals in 2 games, the defense is still showing cracks, 4 goals conceded. After the match, Flick acknowledged that the team needs to improve in terms of concentration, which he considers a crucial foundation for long-term success. Flick plans to implement a system that blends offensive intensity with defensive discipline, demanding high pressing and quick game reading, something new for Garcia, who must adapt after arriving from Espanyol. Every player is expected to read the game and react quickly. For Flick, concentration and structure are non-negotiable, and improvement will come with tactical clarity. What do you think of Hansi Flick's new defensive blueprint? Regarding Marc-Andre ter Stegen, Gavi said, "I still don't know how it's going to be. I think we'll decide on the players once we get to Barcelona." Speaking about new signings Joan Garcia, Marcus Rashford, and Rooney Bardghji, he added, "I'm convinced all of them will contribute a lot. Rooney, Bardghji, is also doing really well. I hope they give their best so we can win every title." On Barcelona's failed attempt to sign Nico Williams, Gavi commented, "Everyone knows Nico is a very good player. He's always proven that with the national team. I'm happy with Marcus joining us because he's an impressive player. We're all really happy with his signing." According to Sport, Gavi is emerging as a strong candidate to join Barcelona's group of captains for the 2025-26 season. Although other names have been considered, such as Íñigo Martínez, Lewandowski, and Lamine Yamal, the young midfielder stood out by wearing the captain's armband during the preseason match against FC Seoul, in which he also scored a beautiful goal. This will be Gavi's 5th season with the first team and his 10th since joining La Masia, reflecting a solid and consistent journey at the club. With possible shifts in the leadership hierarchy, such as ter Stegen stepping down from his captaincy duties, Gavi is seen as a natural successor, respected in the locker room, trusted by the coaching staff, and beloved by fans. His leadership represents both the identity and the future of Barca.